With prayer, all things are possible. Good morning, good morning, good morning. With prayer, all things are possible. Good morning, good morning, good morning. With prayer, faith, and works, all things are possible. Today is Wednesday, Hump Day, and I'm ready to say it's Selfish Thursday. But today is Wednesday. And as we get ready to pray, let's hit the likes, comment, and join. We are seeing the beginning of the end. I keep on saying this life that we experience, how we experience this life, that's a better way of saying it. It's theater. Everything is made to entertain, to deflect, to gather our attention away from things. Also, it is another way to steal our money. It's another way to commit genocide. This action, I'm going to try to explain it to you all, so you all understand it. This life that we live, how we live our life, our existence, are being attacked on many different fronts by many different entities that seems to be working in correlation under one. It's the Antichrist. So, to understand where this world is and how we being evolved, motivated, made to do things, you have to really understand him. Understand the complex of governance without power, without authority. It's something to really understand and behold, to understand that humanity itself is being attacked. The war in Iran, that's a diversion. The real war is us. We are being genocide. And the rest of us who are left, who's not being killed, is being processed for death. While being processed for death, our brain, our capability of understanding and producing thought is being gutted. And we are being attacked on those fronts and tortured, robbed, scammed, just abused in so many different ways. And we the people mindlessly, completely mindlessly is complicit. This life and understanding and the understanding of life, understanding of survival, and where this is going. Me, I'm not gonna live, I'm old, so my life expectancy is real short. And it gets shorter by the second. But your children and grandchildren is gonna suffer by your silence. And see, I don't know if I should be mad at your vanity or am I truly delusional about how I see humanity and how we can see this and absolutely do nothing. But as I'm speaking, the Creator is also speaking to me, and he's flooded my head with so many different images. I myself have my head in the sand. I who claim to be so aware sometimes I surprise myself with these questions because I'm thinking about the question I just asked and me, us. Well, a lot of us don't know our history. See, that's the problem. We don't know our history. We've been reading so many lies that we can't see that humanity been under genocide for hundreds and thousands of years. All right, I got a couple of minutes, so I'm just gonna go through the gentrification, the genocide of humanity that I know of. In the Ming Dynasty, Asian, Genghis Khan, and all the leaders, they have killed hundreds of millions of Asian people. It is in the history that is being talked about where emperors buried them, their army, cities, all dead. They ravaged and killed all through the land. We have stories about France and the guillotine, how they just grabbed their citizens and beheaded them to the point where the street was just flooded with blood. They used to kill 20 to 30,000 people at a time. Just beheaded them. All through England and Europe, we hear about these diseases, these plagues, all through Europe that killed hundreds of thousands of people. We heard how the Portuguese went through South America and killed the Incas and all the indigenous people in Mexico and all of South America looking for gold. They have killed the hundreds of thousands of them. In America, the Native America, what we call the United States, they killed hundreds of millions of Africans that was living on that land and enslaved them. And rewrote that history. In Africa, the Berlin 13 conference, when there was really 15 of them, but they called it the 13 European countries plus Turkey and the United States. They went into Africa to commit genocide, which is still going on to this day. They call it the slave trade, but it was genocide. They went there to pick up the people to throw them into the ocean. They had no intention of bringing them to America. Genocide. And now Israel, what they call Israel, but these people who call themselves Jewish want to kill the Palestinians for the land. Conquest, colonization, those days are over. So now when you look at it through a different prism, the Antichrist is still an imperfect entity. He is working hard on his job of depopulation of humanity, for he can set himself up as a god. But this is where a lot of people in the church, in the black church, and Christians and believers get it wrong. They think that the Antichrist wants you as an individual to fall down on your knees and worship him. That is a lie. And that's what's fogging up your mind. The Antichrist desire to rule the world as a demigod. That's it. He wants to be the puppet master. And puppet mastery is what he is doing. So now, what's going on? You have a prison where this conflict is the United States and China maneuvering to be a world leader. A different prison. You have Israel trying to possess that land. That's the government there. Then you have another spectrum of investors, BlackRock, Rothschilds. Let me separate Rothschilds and BlackRock. BlackRock. Investors invested in war, death, medicine, and all of that to get an economical gain. The Rothschilds, the bankers, who bank both sides of the conflict. To get money. Now Iran don't have a national bank. But the people who supply their weaponry does. China have a Rothschild bank. Russia have a Rothschild bank in it. And they recycle that money exchange. There's a couple wild cards in there. Cuba, North Korea, Iran, and there's two more nations. There's two more, 7 nations that don't have the Rothschild central bank in it. But I'm just going to say, North Korea is making those drones. They pumping them out. And they don't have a central bank in there. They just have survival. Cuba is the medical part of this equation. Cuba is producing doctors and medicine. I have to really sit down and really look at this to really put all these pieces together. I got to sit down and do some more research. But is this World War III is going to be motivated by many different aspects. So, I passed it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm talking about the war and the motivation of the war. I am so sorry. But I was just saying I got 5 minutes. I got 2 minutes left. So let me pray and I'll get back into it right at the end. So let's pray right now. Creator of all things, we love you, we honor you, we thank you, and we thank you for all things. Creator, can you come down and put your loving arms around humanity? Can you hold all of us tight? Keep all of us from all hurt, harm, and danger. Seen and unseen, known and unknown. Creator, we are still asking for you to say, peace, be still. Let there be peace on earth. Allow humanity to love itself and to love others as itself. This is our prayer right now, Creator. We love you and we thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go through this real quick. My point was that this is the end time that's been spoken. We are living it. And the Antichrist is attacking humanity from many different aspects of comprehension. There are many different reasons. All this life and everything we experience, this theater, is made to keep us from thinking and uniting. The United States interest is self. They are losing their grip on the world, and China is coming up to be the next superpower. That's one aspect of it. Then you have these people who are in Israel want to dominate that land. That's another aspect. But those are the obvious. What is not obvious, not seen, and not spoken is the European Union. That's truly where you have to look, where it's peace and quiet. And you're not hearing nothing out of there. You have to understand the United States is owned, the United States, which we call America, is a corporation. And the United States corporation is owned by the royal family out of Europe. See, these parts of the equations not being spoken about is not in sight. And those are the things we really have to be careful. All these countries are corporations. Who own all these different corporations? Basically, the British, the royal family, and the Roman Church, Catholic Church. Maybe BlackRock and the other one, and all those shareholders. That part, I'm not sure of. But it says the root of all evil is the love of money, or is money, and money is an illusion. Now, the Antichrist. You all give me a couple more minutes. I just want to go into this one more time. The Antichrist is getting into the next level of reality after this war. You know what? I'm going to hold it to Monday, think. But they already set up reality for the next 500 years after this war. And I'm going to tell you all exactly what it is. Should I do it now? Should I go into it now? Are you all there with me? All right, I'll give you all a little tidbit. Right now, they're getting rid of money as we know it. The physical paper pot of money. That's why I told everybody, right now, go buy as much jewelry as you can. Buy as much gold necklaces that you can, that you could break the necklace down into links, that you use that for barter system. Because now, with these new electric cars, your telephone and your money, they're all linked together. Now they trying to say that they're going to tell you how and where and what, how you could spend your money, where you could spend your money. And you cannot spend your money or go out of these zones that they're going to put you in. They're setting up that program right now. They having all the cameras on every major street every intersection, they sending up these. I used to work in government, and my department was public safety. I was a foreman, inspector, a make-believe supervisor, and I was in a major U.S. city. When they was putting up these operations, their equipment was housed in right out of where I was working. And where I had the whole city under my care, because I worked the second shift. After everybody go home to the night shift come in, I monitored the city and doing my job, which I consider I do my job well. Everything that moved in the city on the streets that fall under public safety, I noticed things. I ask questions, and I'm curious about movement of what's going on. Even though I was in law enforcement, I was law enforcement friend, but I was not in law enforcement. But I was observant of public safety. So as I ask questions, I asked it in the framework of public safety. And I got stonewall, kind of. But, God worked, the Creator works inside me, who just made me just keep my mouth shut on that, observe it, neuralize it mentally, and just watch how things maneuver. And people will say little things, key words here and there. I tell you how you need to speak that right language. It's not a sentence. Sometimes it's not even spoken. But they always put like a footnote, a thumbprint. And you hear these things, and you watch operations. Like I said, I've been there through emergencies. I was a friend of law enforcement. So as a public safety guy, during all conflict or emergency, we was on alert. Even though that we do nothing, but the public safety. As they do an operation, what we do, we block the road. We bring out the heavy equipment, the heavy trucks, and block the road. And you hear things, and people blah, 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 blah. And you speak to the little guy speaks to you. The little guy is everywhere. We see everything. The ants know it all. And you just pick up on things. So, a new world order is already in effect. They slowly push it in there without you knowing. I can't go into that. I shouldn't say stuff, over talk what I'm supposed to be talking. But come in on Monday, and Monday, think. I would sit down, maybe I feel more relaxed, and blah, 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 and blab it out. So everybody, with prayer, tomorrow is Selfish Thursday prayer. Hit the likes, hit the likes, hit the likes. Come back, and we pray again. Everybody have a great day.